Hey, how the devil are you? Oh, right. I've bought a new 4K Blu-ray player. It's a Sony UBP-x700. And I got this for a song. Looked around for a couple of weeks. I'm always looking for a deal, you know how tight I am. And looking around, they're all, 120, 140. I was like, nah, not none of that. Then I seen one for £75. I was like, poof, half my cash, here you go, son. I lobbed it at him, whipped it out of his hands before he could change his mind. And so I've got it for £75. And these are retailing for £200 at the moment, so I've got a really good deal on it. So what I want to talk about in this video is obviously the player itself and whether a 4K Blu-ray player is worth getting in this day and age with all the streaming services. And I'm going to say right off the bat, yes, oh yes, I'll tell you why later on. Okay, so, but if you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe. Come on, sort it out, okay? If you get to the end of the video and you go, do you know what? These are the worst I've seen on YouTube. Give this video a like. Thank you very much. So, let's get the specs out of the way. So, first of all, let's look at the specs. So let's start with inputs and outputs. So on the back, you've got the coaxial audio output. You've got the Ethernet connection. You also have two HDMI outputs. Now, one is for picture and one is for audio, and these are if you're going to connect the audio to a separate AV receiver amp. And on the front then, you've got the USB input, and you can connect your media and play your media on your USB through the device. It'll play back loads of formats. Just have a look here. There's loads, I'm not going to read them all out. But one I'm specifically interested in is SACD, Super Audio CD. Now, I'm going to leave that for a later video. I don't know whether it'll play through this. The player is capable, but I don't know if my AV receiver is capable of actually playing it. But we'll leave that for a later video and find out then. Keep your guessing. The good thing is, it has built-in Wi-Fi and it supports Wi-Fi MIMO. And all MIMO is, for those of you who don't know, it's multiple input, multiple output. It's just a wireless technology that uses multiple transmitters and receivers to transfer more data at the same time. And basically, any wireless product with 802.11n will support MIMO. Okay, let's have a look at picture and audio. You've got 24p true cinema, 4K upscaling, 60p with deep color 12-bit, certified high res. It's got Dolby Atmos, bitstream out, Dolby True HD decoding 7.1. It's got DTSX, bitstream out, DTS decoding 7.1, and it has no Bluetooth. So as you can see, it comes pretty much fully loaded. So it will do Dolby Vision, HDR, and HDR10. Doesn't support HDR10 Plus, unfortunately, but yeah, that's no biggie. The picture quality on it is fantastic, and we'll talk about that more next. Okay, let's talk about picture quality. Well, personally, I think it's better than any 4K streaming in HDR. I've compared the two. Now, it's very hard when you do it separately. When you try and look at a streaming film in 4K from Netflix, Amazon or Apple, and then you look at the actual Blu-ray and go, oh, it's very hard to compare. So what I did a side-by-side comparison, which I'll show you in a second. And I thought the Blu-ray player was much better, especially in the night scenes. Just have a look at this. So as you can see with the Blu-ray, I think the colours pop more and it's a little bit sharper than the streaming 4K HDR. And if I flip then to the night scene, let's look at the night scene now, and especially when I get to the sea and you look at the sky and the sea, it's far more clear and detailed. Just much better. So what do you think? It is better, come on, it is. Unfortunately, my video capture device only does it in HD, but you can still tell the difference. It doesn't do anything in 4K, but like I said, you can still tell the difference anyway. I think the Blu-ray was easily the winner, and the sound is better as well. Personally, I think the sound is much better coming through my speakers than if it was streamed. Now, what I'll do, I'll actually do the whole clip at the end so you can check for yourself, and you can have a little look at it then to see which you think is better or worse. The other thing I bought it for was for CDs. You know, I do want to play my CDs. I've got a couple of CDs. I do like physical media. I've got a music streaming service, But it's nothing better than owning your own media. It's yours, you own it, you can play it whenever you want. And I just like to own the physical media. You get it home, you open it up, you read the inside, take it out and have a look at it. You know, I like albums, I like CDs, I like them both. I don't care about this argument, which one is better or not, don't care. But the thing is though, I think this plays CDs very well. A lot of people say, you have to get a dedicated CD player because of this and that and that and that. Look, a lot of audiophiles will have you spending a fortune getting a separate DAC, a transport system. Get out of it, get into town, naff off. A Blu-ray player has to have a really good DAC in it because it's trying to, you know, get information off that disc, which is much higher than a CD, far larger than a CD. So the DAC has to be good. So I don't, you know, totally believe that it's going to be a vast sound difference through a Blu-ray player playing a CD than there is a dedicated CD player around the same price point. Maybe if you get a really expensive CD player, then maybe so, it will be a bit of a difference. But around about the price point of 200 quid, I don't think you're going to see much difference in the two of them. One thing I was a little bit disappointed with was that when you're playing a CD, it doesn't actually give you the names of the tracks, it just gives you the track number. It's not a huge deal breaker, but the only thing is when you want to go to a track, you have to look at the CD case or whatever and look, all right, it's track 9 and skip to track 9. That was the only downside of it. But apart from that, I think it plays CDs really well. And lastly, it does have some apps on there. So you've got your Netflix, your Amazon Prime, YouTube. I mean, they're the specific ones really. It's got a couple of others on there which I probably won't never use, but you know, and I have to say, even the apps on this thing stream better than the apps built in on my TV. Probably because it's got a better processor than my TV has. Who knows? But it definitely plays the movies better. Still not as good as a 4K Blu-ray though. No. Okay. So I think a 4K Blu-ray player is definitely worth it in 2021. Not only can I play my Blu-rays, I can play old DVDs and it upscales them to HD. And this does a really good job of upscaling, a very good job. I was really impressed with the upscaling technology in this. I can play my CDs. Whey! Okay, I can also get my USB with some MP3 or FLAC files on it, bang it in, or videos or whatever, put it in, it'll play them as well. So it's got a lot of uses, so definitely worth it. However, one thing I will say is that Sony have launched their new premium streaming service, and they use something called Pure Stream technology. No idea what that is, okay? And they can offer stream rates of up to 80 megabits a second. Now that's probably going to compete with a 4K Blu-ray, or not far off. The only downside is you have to have a minimum speed of 115 megabits per second. In many countries, that's not an issue. In the UK, it is. Not a lot of people have speeds that fast, basically because BT Internet, one of our providers who lay out all the fibre, they're still running copper wire to the house. Okay, not fibre to the house, so they're reducing the speeds. Stupid idiots. The government is dragging their heels in the UK. So a lot of people in the UK don't have that speed unless you're on Virgin Media and you're paying the premium rate. I'm lucky I do have that, so I could get it. However, Sony are only launching it on their premium televisions, their Bravia TVs at the moment. So it's not launched worldwide, you can only get it on them. But I think it will be released on other formats later on, I do think. And I think also the other services will follow suit in maybe 6 months to a year's time, or however long it takes. And you'll just have to pay extra for it, of course. They're not going to give it to you for free. They just want more money. Corporate greed. Okay, so what they'll do, they go, we want extra money for this and extra money for 4K. Now you have to sell your kidney to get 8K. Have my kidney. Go on, have it, Netflix. Anyway, that's the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next one.